Well, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. This morning, today, not so much today, we are in the period of, seeing 2023 and the big elections, especially the biggest, just that bit more closer to us. And Lagos yesterday sort of inaugurated, in Ikeja, the governor, was at the head of that, inaugurated the Ajasa-Oluwa Tinubu, support group. Well, let's look at that. I have two people here. We're going to look at it today and this is against the aspiration, or in support of the aspiration of Ajasa-Oluwa Tinubu. He has declared for the presidency. He's not the only one, but people have come out, and quite frankly, the one-liner you get from all of these groups is that Bola Tinubu is the candidate to beat. And that, they say that they're going to work diligently for that. Now, let's talk about it. Let me introduce, I have Otunba Biodun Ajiboye. He's Director of Publicity and Media and Publicity of the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council, right?
Correct.
Right. Now, I also have Prince Lukman Ajasa-Oluwa. He is DG Diaspora Alliance for Ajasa-Oluwa Bola Tinubu organization. Well, you are, shall I say, your forte, you are into politics and governance consultancy.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure. I appreciate us having us here today.
Indeed, our pleasure as well. Now, let me understand it, because there's a lot of activity going on in the public space across the country. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at the north, whether you're looking at the south. Right now, people are sort of gathering support. Momentum. Now, Bola Tinubu is the man of all of these, efforts. Tell me, when I described you as Director of Media and Publicity of the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council. What does that mean? Does that mean all the groups in the country?
Well, basically, that's what it is. Bola Tinubu is a brand that has elicited so much activity all around everywhere. Mm-hmm. At the end of 2019, after the election, we sat and we began to see the direction his interest was going. And we didn't say much. We had a few meetings with him, and it was obvious that if everything was right, he would give it a shot. Way back. Far back as 2015, we were managing what we called National Committee of Buhari Support Groups, mm-hmm. of which Ajasa-Oluwa was patron. Buhari was grand patron. Senator Abu Ibrahim was chairman, board of trustees. So it was easy to transform in readiness for a probable Ajasa-Oluwa's declaration at the time. So by the end of the election, when we packaged and when we worked tirelessly for that election and we won, we reasonably said, what is the next move? So we formed Council for New Nigeria Initiative to continue the same work. Of course, Buhari has no more politics after 2023, active politics. So we knew that this time was going to come. So we were ready and we were prepared for all the groups that are springing up now. A year after, it's the middle of 2020, thereabout, some of these groups started to come up. TSG, TSO, Swagger, all of them, And Ajasa-Oluwa reasoned. We met with him again and said, look, we have sufficient experience in this business. We can't allow all the support groups to go boom
on their own
and do what they like.
Individual
if that happens,
efforts.
There will be crisis. He said, okay, fine.
Well, crisis or confusion?
Confusion.
Or maybe
when confusion gets to a point, it balloons into a crisis.
Okay, so for better management, for symmetry,
yes,
you brought them all together.
We said we should bring all of them together in one umbrella and streamline activities without consuming their individual identities.
Okay, that's how.
So that is the genesis of B.A.T Support Group Management Council.
Okay.
Of which Abdul Mumin is GG and Media Director. You know.
Okay. Now, Prince Ajasa-Oluwa, you are of the Diaspora. In fact, you're DG, Diaspora Alliance for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu organization. Whereas what Otunba has said, you know, no doubt it covers what's going on in the country. Tell me about the diaspora. Is there that much of a presence in diaspora?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Diaspora has always been a very huge network when it comes to publicity about Nigeria. We are like the Ministry of Welfare to Nigerians here regarding, you know, things that the government is not actually catering for individuals here. We take over that. So we have much stake about the affairs of Nigeria. Asiwaju is a man that people have been looking forward to all this while in his political career as he grows from Lagos State to the Southwest, and now helping President Buhari becomes a two-term president in Nigeria. It's not something anybody can just wake up and do. It's a really articulate and practicalized intelligence to create that kind of motion. We see that, we believe in that, and I would think that a man of his nature, a man that is a core politician with a technocrat mentality, is the person that we need to be the next president of Nigeria.
Okay.
So that's why the diaspora is coming together now in support of him, and we're creating this organization in collaboration with any organization in Nigeria to be able to assist in mobilizing Nigerians.
Because I was going to ask that, in collaboration with Nigerian organizations, because I was going to ask, well, as you know, the Diaspora Alliance, the word alliance suggests that there are quite a number of groups and that you are sort of bringing them
together. So what we do is we work with any organization in support and in alliance with what Asiwaju intends to do.
Because you need to know what the program is, so as not to be working at cross purposes. So in that sense, and well, it's the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu organization, not a group. You see, it's more than a group.
Yeah, it's more than a group.
That's the way you see it.
Exactly.
Because it's bringing together a number of, if you want, groups.
Groups.
Okay. Okay. Well, you see, at the end of the day, both organizations, and there are probably more that we will be hearing about, they're all working for the same purpose.
Quite correct. We have in excess of 700 organizations that are so far registered, perhaps including his own organization.
The Diaspora Alliance?
Yeah, perhaps including, but if they have not registered, I'm sure they will register shortly. But the long and short of the whole thing is that we must have a direction through which we will speak in one voice that will help the primary objective for which we are organized or we are gathered. We are in a position to advise, if necessary, canvass and support their activity wherever they may be. The purpose is to ensure that, look at what happened in Lagos yesterday, for instance. It's a group. The A.B.A.T movement is a group. There's actually the B.A.T movement before the A.B.A.T movement. But that's a story for another day. And the issue now is that with all the over 600, 700 support groups that we now have, and we are going to have many more, because with Buhari we had well over 2,000 groups. And managing them now is an issue, not a problem, but an issue we must approach tactically. The convention is coming, the primaries are coming, the national election itself will come. So we must prepare them to be able to take charge of certain responsibility deployed.
Seeing as you're on ground, as it were.
Yes.
And even though, thanks to technology,
yes,
there's a sense in which everybody can be on ground. It doesn't matter where you happen to be.
Yes.
But I get what you mean. So that no one person shall be working at cross purposes.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Actually, what our core goal as Dato is to, as much as possible, to conduct mobilizations, because most of the people that we want to engage are the undecided voters, the people that really don't know the achievements of what Asiwaju have done. Because most of these groups and organizations, what they're doing is that, like inaugurations. But we want to do mobilizations. Mobilizations is to bring people together, you know, kind of educate them, enlighten them what Asiwaju's achievements while he was 8 years as governor, you know, what he has done, and if he can transcend that into the federal level, this is what Nigerians are going to enjoy.
In fact, that's one of the things that the governor was emphasizing yesterday, that is Lagos State Governor Sanwo-Olu. That's one of the things he was emphasizing yesterday, that look at the qualifications of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. I mean, it's there for all to see, and maybe that's where you pick the ball up, say, just in case there are still some people that don't quite understand it, then you...
So what we intend to do is to conduct mobilization programs in every state that we can in Nigeria. So we're working on Kwara right now. People have been doing so much in Lagos State, so we're going outside of Lagos, because Asiwaju is not actually contesting for the president of Lagos State. He's actually contesting for the president of Nigeria.
When you say that, I'm a bit, you know, maybe I need a bit more clarification, because the Diaspora Alliance, are you based in Nigeria?
So some of our members go back and forth. So what we do is, some of our members have what they call charities, and they have structures on ground. Because we are from diaspora, we have people from all over states, all over the states. We have people from Ogun State, people from Oyo State, people from Kwara State, people from Kaduna, Kogi. So we're using those structures to bring people together, to explain to them the achievements of Asiwaju all over Nigeria.
Okay. Now, within, this is Asiwaju, you're taking Asiwaju. Asiwaju is of APC.
Yes.
Now, Asiwaju has thrown his hat in the ring. If anybody else is going to do that in APC, it'll happen tomorrow. It's not a matter of today.
Correct.
Today, Asiwaju is the candidate, and Sanwo-Olu said he is the candidate to beat. Now, what are you going to do? Is it that if anybody should come out of APC, are you making a distinction between APC aspirants and Bola Tinubu?
Well, so, you know, politics is process. So the process right now, the phase that we are right now, is to sell our candidate, to show his achievements. When he wins the ticket for APC, then we will sell him as an APC candidate.
Well, if.
That's if. Nobody knows tomorrow.
Nobody knows tomorrow.
You know, we'll leave it like that. So right now, we're focusing on Asiwaju's achievements and be able to let everybody, every nooks and corners of Nigeria knows his achievements he has been doing so far. He has started politics.
Okay. Otunba,
sir,
that particular aspect of it, let me bring that same question to you. As of now, Asiwaju is the only person so far in APC that has declared an interest in the race.
It's not.
Okay.
Okorocha has declared. Kalu has declared. We're hearing that probably, well, he has not, the VP is warming up, but he hasn't come out to say anything, so we can't even discuss him.
Okay.
We will only discuss him when he's bold enough to come out to say, yes, I want to run.
Well, I don't like that bold enough.
I'm sorry, no. When he decides.
When he decides. Because
for better use of language.
Yes,
I apologize.
Because all these people are.
So the issue here basically is simple. Asiwaju, the most formidable APC candidate as today, and it is not really an issue for any question. How do we measure it? This is a man who, since 1999, have been preparing for leadership. He has not been greedy about leadership. He has not hustled to be the leader. Even in 2015, remember, he gave his platform, not even 2015. In 2011, he gave his platform.
You're talking about 2015?
No, I want to talk about when he gave his platform to Atiku to run. The platform ACN was his own, but he didn't insist he must be the candidate. He gave it to Atiku to use. And even in 2015, when the responsibility of choosing a VP came, he nominated the current VP out of his own volition. The VP probably didn't even know a day before that he was going to be given the opportunity to be vice president of Nigeria or candidate of the party. I doubt if he had ever met Buhari before that time. But this is a man with a large heart who feels, look, at this point in time, this quality of man can do the job very well. Let him go in. So this time around, he says, okay, I am qualified, I am well, I am fit, I want to give it a try. Should it be a problem? It shouldn't be a problem. It's his democratic right, it's his fundamental right, it is his moral right as a Nigerian. So, now that he has thrown his hat in the ring, then we now begin to see what can he even do if he eventually picks the ticket and voted in as president of Nigeria. Of course, Bola Tinubu will do a lot. Just like we felt Buhari had the greatest of integrity upon which we felt we should drive him and vote for him. We're now seeing a man with enormous experience. What do I mean by enormous experience? It's very simple. I was an adult in Lagos in 1999, and 1999 Lagos was regarded as the third dirtiest city in the world. We know what Lagos was. Lagos was a city without signage. No street was named in Lagos, so technology was even difficult to deploy.
So you're expecting
Bola Tinubu came and set the template right.
You're expecting that this can certainly be extrapolated.
Oh, it will be extrapolated. It's a matter of experience and knowledge. Look at the financial engineering, the expertise brought to play in terms of raising IGI of a society, of Lagos, from a paltry sum of 700 million to about 14 billion. That is the kind of person we are talking about.
Okay.
Ingenuity.
Now, you are very clear. Now, you have said to me, Prince, that you're going to concern yourselves largely with those undecided as of this time. Now, is that correct? So it's like, in one sense, you don't need to preach to the converted, but you're saying that should there be anybody who has not been decided, there are things that they probably need to know that your drive, your publicity drive, will no doubt be bringing to the fore. It's been said time without number that Ajasa-Oluwa Ahmed Tinubu is a genius, is a governance genius, and that kind of a thing. And in fact, people have even gone, to Greek mythology and said that he has a Midas touch, that anything he touches turns to gold. Now, they're saying that with good reason, because he's been a man of great political and governance success. So, what exactly, I guess what I'm saying is that you're probably going to be, is this what you're going to be explaining to those who are undecided? That seems to be your focus. We're going to be aiming at those who are undecided. And you said, not just in Lagos here, all over the country.
Firstly, I'm going to say, I'm not going to call any other candidates that's campaigning. If they want to run, they got to do the work. So they got to get their candidates all over the place to explain what they want to do. In this race is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and others. But talking to the undecided voters, what our concern is to let other people like the East, the Northern, they know him as a political genius, but they don't really know him as that technocrat, what he has created. For instance, like Otunba said, the IGR of Lagos, before he came in, before 1999, was 600 million naira. And he flipped it over within a year and is now 50 billion naira. And he put that mechanism in, and as of today, Lagos State IGR has increased by 7,400%. And right now, Lagos State is making 60 billion naira a month. 60 billion naira a month from 600 million naira a month. You can imagine that difference. Talking about LASMA, he created LASMA. Now, Lagos State right now, the accident rates and the accident related deaths in Lagos State has reduced unanimously, incredibly. And now LASMA has created employment. They said government don't create employment, but we did it in Lagos. And if we can do it in Lagos, we can do it in a federal level. Right now we have thousands of people being employed. And the funniest thing about it is not just for Lagosians. LASMA wasn't created for Lagosians, it was created. Every ethnic group of this country works as LASMA. So you can imagine that. So this is a man that believes in togetherness.
You're right. Because when you just got there, it sort of reminded me about many other. You hear so many things about, so many good things about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. One of them is that this is a completely detribalized person.
Very tribalized.
Even in when he was in in
his
government.
Cabinet,
His cabinet included non-Lagosians. And people in Lagos used to, beat their chest in happiness that show me another state that does that. Maybe there are one or two other states that do things like that. I believe that Kaduna also has that kind of an attitude. But the point is made that it's not a very common, it's a very egalitarian viewpoint.
Well, what we call it competence over tribalism. And that's what makes Lagos State growing extremely fast.
Now, Otunba, bringing that same question to you, that it will speak to the acceptability or otherwise of Tinubu across the nation. This whole matter about he feels at home everywhere, and he is appreciated in most places. That's important for anybody who is going to be in the race that Asiwaju has declared he is in, right?
Yes. Those who do not know Asiwaju will not appreciate who he is. Asiwaju is tireless. Asiwaju is detribalized, like you said. Asiwaju has respect for intellect. Asiwaju is a talent, is a great hunter of talents. He discovers. If Asiwaju speaks with you for 15 minutes, he knows what you can do. 1 year after, you'll be shocked. He will say, call me that man. Asiwaju has presence of mind. Leadership is about presence of mind. What leadership simply means is that as the leader, you have the whole concept in your heart. But because you are incapacitated humanly, you can't do everything. But you have the concept in your heart. So you call an Egbon Folari and say, you be in charge of information. You be in charge of agriculture. But you know what you want to achieve in information, in agriculture, in defense, in finance. You know, you have an idea.
Maybe that's the genius that I believe which of the big men were speaking about. Was it Odumbaku or someone else talking about the genius of the...
that's the genius in him.
That's the genius of
now,
the man.
I said he's tireless, he's strong. People do not know. In recent times, I've had a meeting with him for 5 hours, from 12 to 5 a.m. Strong. He didn't blink. He was as mentally articulate as a young man of 25. People do not understand. Number two, Asiwaju is highly sociable. If Asiwaju enters Kano today, he's at home with Kano. If he enters Castina today, he's at home with Castina. If he goes to the Yauniboli on the streets, he will sit down and he's at home with the Yauniboli. That is the man we're talking about. He's not secluded, he's not excluded, he's not alienated, he's part and parcel of the society. He has gone through all the experience any human being can go through, from poverty to affluence, from corporate management to political power.
I don't know about the poverty part.
You cannot understand. It's very simple.
I don't know about the poverty
part.
No,
it's very simple.
No, it's not an important point.
Every human being,
yes.
I know every human being, if you speak with Asiwaju about the economy of Nigeria, Asiwaju will start from the poor man on the streets. If you get that poor man on the street, if you get his economy better, you can then see how better the economy of Nigeria would be. A man with that kind of mind understands what poverty means.
You know, Prince, coming back to you, Prince Lukman,
yes,
Ajasa-Oluwa, this aspect of the man, human development, is tremendously important to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to those who are close to him and those who know his thinking. So that resonates greatly with what Otunba was just saying, that human development, his passion seems to be uplift the people. You know, I'm sorry that sounded a bit like something from Radio Nigeria. Remember they have a, just lift up the people. And that seems to be something that he's dedicated his life to. And there are a lot of people, ironically enough, there are many people who would want to see him that are not able to see him. But, you know, the people that need upliftment, they are very close to his house. And I hear that, you know, they just see that this is our hope in terms of if we're going to make, you know, anything of ourselves, this is the person who is providing us with the wherewithal to begin to achieve for ourselves. Just comment on that, if you will.
Yeah, so one thing I would just like to add to what Otunba said is Asiwaju used to be a diaspora. He lived in Chicago. He went to school in Chicago. So there's something similar to how we place this politics here in Nigeria, which is the way Americans play politics. America believes in the grassroots. You know, they believe in the middle class. You lift the middle class, then everybody is okay. That's why we have those welfare programs, and we help, you know, the people, the common people in the neighborhoods. And that's the same style Asiwaju is using. As the president of America, right, he's not the smartest person in the world, but he's always the wisest person that can pick the smart people to do the right thing and put them in the right position. And that's what Asiwaju has been playing since day one. You know.
Let me take this call. Benga in Abuja has called in. Good morning, Benga. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Mr. Ayodi. Welcome from the vacation.
Well, thank you very much. Very kind of you.
Good morning to the gentlemen there.
Yes.
Good morning.
I want to appreciate the work they are doing, and I want to say that they should maintain decorum and humility. Asiwaju has already done the work before. He has sold himself to the public. Those who are opposing him are even making him more popular. They are the one they raise issue of age, certificate, who he is, who is this and that. The one people want to know about Asiwaju, and the more they got to know more. In fact, it was one of those discussions I know that Asiwaju created last man, and Asiwaju did this. You know what I'm saying is that they should just maintain the tempo and be articulate and spread the good news. They did not throw stone to anybody. If you throw stone at them, it's expected, because the moment Ajaju declared there was...
Yeah, but nobody has done that. Nobody has done that this morning, right? Unless you...
I said nobody has done that.
Yes.
They did not throw stone.
Okay, you're adding to it, advising.
Yes. Whatever they throw at them, let them absorb it. Ajaju has made his name. And by God's grace, we are praying for him, he will get there. He got our point. So we are looking upon to God, that God will give him that enablement. Because power belongs to God. You know that give him. But he must work for you, and he's doing the work already.
Indeed.
So please, gentlemen, good work.
All right, then. Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much for calling in, Benga. Because what you're talking about there, it sort of it reminds me of the event I said in Lagos yesterday. Sanwo-Olu was speaking about the Tinubu ideals, and very much along the lines in which Benga has spoken. Governor Sanwo-Olu was also speaking like that. Say, look, everybody supporting Bola Tinubu in this exercise needs to be decorous, needs to be accommodating, needs to be humble, that these are all Tinubu ideals that Sanwo-Olu was putting out there as, please, if we're ever looking for something of a, a roadmap of how to go, please bear these things in mind. And that's what Benga in Abuja is saying. In fact, as we go to break, the event of yesterday, let's take some recordings of the event yesterday.
Days after the National Leader of APC, Bola Tinubu, made his intention known to President Buhari to run for the highest post in the land come 2023, his constituency, where he was governor for 8 years, has inaugurated a movement to garner support for his ambition. Gathered here are supporters of Bola Tinubu from every part of the state, including the governor of the state, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who came to inaugurate the working committee for the movement.
And the Director of Finance.
The Director General of the movement highlighted why the ABBA 2023 is important for the realization of their national leader to clinch the presidency in 2023.
You know, others are support groups, but we are a movement. A movement will take over all the other organizations and will become a movement. Because when you are moving, it's like a moving train.
Some of the political leaders in the party also gave their consent to the ABBA movement and the importance of it.
And you have role to play, to nurture it, to sustain it, to protect it, and go into the world to propagate ABBA movement.
Something to sell. And that article is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. And it is an article that is marketable.
So it's a time for payback. We should not do less. We must put all our resources and make it a success.
It's time for all of us to reach out and tell our people. More importantly, those who are statutory delegates, go back, make sure you talk to them, so that when the primary comes, all of us will be able to contribute to that particular basket.
For the governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has proved his capacity while he was governor in the state and also shown his statesmanship as one who understands the yearnings of the people. This, they say, makes him the right choice.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not just a wise choice, it's a good choice. And we should not let it elude Nigeria come 2023. Let's take this message to every street, to every corner shop, to every beer parlor, to every market, to every community engagement, to every local council, to every nook and cranny of this country, to every city, to every region.
As the 2023 general elections draw closer, the governor admonished the citizens to get their PVC and vote right in the coming election. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
Okay, welcome back, and we're looking at, sort of a coming together of various support groups. In fact, Otunba Biodun Ajiboye is the Media and Publicity Director for the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council that aggregates or, streamlines all of the groups working for Bola Tinubu in the country. And then Prince Lukman Ajasa-Oluwa, he's DG Diaspora Alliance for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu organization, with an emphasis on politics and governance. Those two are fortes. Mazi Okora for in Arochukwu, good morning, sir, and thank you for holding on. Go right ahead, please.
Good morning, Toyota. Good morning, my brother and the studio. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
You see, when we talk about Asiwaju as president of Nigeria, by the grace of God, come 2023, this issue of indigenous and non-indigenous, I've never seen any governor or any state that kept to that principle. Because now, when we take a look on that, is it Anambra or any state? Now, he laid the foundation. From when he was a governor, he laid the foundation in Lagos. Thank God that the successors are just following the line. That is what we call governance. That is, if you watch CNN or BBC, they will tell you, hold your leader accountable. I repeat, hold your leaders accountable. Because Nigerians are not holding their leaders accountable. That is why you see the Dr. Dick Harry will just come. A governor who cannot pay salary in the state. A governor who cannot pay pensioners. My father, my mother, my elders, some of them, they are being owed for 30-something months of their pension. But I've been seeing that one in Lagos. So, just people are coming to contest for presidency of Nigeria. You see, Nigeria, we lack history. I think there is need for government to reverse history language, that history subject, to go around Nigeria. Because if Nigeria knows history, we don't need to campaign for this. You can say, Asiwaju, carry on. But Nigeria will see that you can bring somebody who have no track record. My brothers have been teaching that. Let me tell you, the major problem killing Nigeria today is tribalism, religion, name, sectionalism in Nigeria. But come to the cabinet when Asiwaju was the governor of Lagos State, all those things did not exist in Lagos. Now, Obasanjo was owing the state for more than 3 years or 4 years as the Lagos mission. But he paid the workers up to date before Obasanjo gave the money. Is it possible for any governor? Look at the governors in Nigeria today. They cannot pay common 30,000. I call it common because 30,000 naira is common. Because if you go to the market and buy a bag of rice, whether foreign or local, and buy a kilo of meat or chicken, the 30,000 naira is gone. But they cannot pay, and they are coming to tell you that they want to contest for governorship. In short, Nigerians have to open their eyes, let us shine our eyes, because we need a competent person who have a track record. The young man laid a very solid foundation in Lagos. It should show that this is the people that have the record to come on board. Not all this follow come, just come. No. We don't want that. Nigerians, we have to be very, very careful for 2023. We have seen what is happening in Burkina Faso. What is their problem? Because everything is turning to wherever. And the people are rejoicing because the soldiers are taking over. Look at what happened in Mali. Now, what happened in Sudan? Sudan was because of bread and petrol. That is what happened in Sudan. That was because of Sudan. So Nigerians, Asiwaju, Kadigo, no problem. What we need now is prayers. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day in Lagos.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafo. Otunba, did you want to... I saw that you were making some notes when he was speaking.
Yes. he made a lot of sense to the extent that he tried to appreciate who Bola Tinubu is with respect to religious sentiments. This is a Muslim married to a pastor. So you can understand that he's not a religious bigot, he's not a tribalist, and he's not likely going to have a problem of tribalism, religious bigotry, and whatever as president of Nigeria, which is exactly what the gentleman has tried to say. So we need to understand one of the things we miss out as electors is because we don't actually try to analyze the personality of our aspirants. Bola Tinubu happens to be one person who had taken so much time to study what governance at the federal level is all about. Someday, I would appreciate that you bring him or you do a very, very explosive interview with him so that you can appreciate exactly.
You mean exclusive?
Yeah, exclusive. It could be explosive too.
We don't want to be doing
okay, so exclusive.
Exclusive.
Okay, so exclusive. So you can appreciate the way his mind thinks and what his vision is.
Well, I would
early enough,
arguably,
so that Nigerians can know exactly, other than what we are saying, Nigerians can know exactly what is in the mind of this man. If Nigerians know, we will not go around in circles.
On that point, as you know, for a long time now, maybe more than 10 years, maybe up to 15 years, he's always had a colloquium for his birthday. As opposed to a party.
March 25th.
That's right. And you find out you can learn a lot about the man. You can glean a lot about the man in those colloquiums because what they do is it's like a political discussion of his ideals, his aspirations,
his leadership styles,
and his leadership style, and especially the point I made earlier about the, let me just say, ordinary person, the regular person in society, the upliftment of these kind of people. Because the more you can lift, seems to be his way of thinking, the more you can lift out of the abject poverty level, the easier the job is with what is left. The poor will always be with us, but you can't wipe it out entirely. When you said you're going to be talking mostly to those who are, undecided, no doubt it's about explaining the politics, the ideals of the man Bola Tinubu. So you really will have your work cut out for you, because he himself, who said that Ajua has done a lot of the work? Was it Mazi Okorafor?
No, I think the last
has done a lot of the work. He has indeed done a heck of a lot of the work. Let me come back to you before you answer, please, because I apologize to Areo in Kaduna, who has been waiting to speak with us. Good morning, sir. Please go ahead now.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. God bless you. About Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can I go on?
Yes, please carry on.
Okay. Tinubu is a very good material, because by the time you look at his antecedents, Tinubu will be very, very good to have to get a president for this country. But my fear is the statement Tinubu made, that he is going to start from where Buhari ends. Buhari is not end up well. The economy, everything is bad. So if Tinubu says he's going to end on that, the insecurity, the economy, the everything, that is the only shortcoming of Tinubu. Because he says he's going to continue on where Buhari has ended. Honestly, that statement is not going to end well for Tinubu.
Okay, well, thank you very much for calling in. But thank you very much. Appreciate. This is your opinion, and on the program we sort of don't stifle opinion. So, quite frankly, any way you look at it, your impressions about the current president, we have to allow that. Okay, that's the way you see it. It's not the way a lot of people see it, but you have registered your own particular opinion. Can we go back to, you were going to see how you're going to educate people about the man in case they didn't know him. And as I said, there are those who observe that Lagos is Tinubu's home. But he hasn't been home for a long while because he's moved. He's moved to where the people are, I believe, Abuja, from which he can reach a lot of people much more easily. So a lot of work has been done.
Well, it didn't move. What happens is when you're contesting for a president of 36 states, you can't sit in one state.
That's right.
And expect everybody to know you. So you got to go around and let people know you and understand what your ideology is. And that's part of what we're trying to do. Like he moves back and forth from Lagos to Abuja, he goes to Kano and stuff like that. You know, like we as his disciples should be moving other places too where he hasn't reached. Part of what his antecedents was that people don't really talk about is they don't understand that he's an international man. He's not just doing for Nigeria. He has actually helped other countries nearby Nigeria to stabilize themselves. You know, by helping them financially in their election, helping them putting countries together like Gabon, Ghana, and other places around Nigeria. And those are the kind of person that we want. We want people that can relate, so we can have good international relation. In terms of stabilizing Nigeria, is wherever the 16 years of the other party is what they've been dealing with currently. So if he's coming on board, then we move to the economic stabilization and we start growing the economy. You know, if the economy starts growing, then we start stabilizing security. The reason why we're having insecurity is because people are hungry. There's a lot of damage that's been done. We need to fix that first. Okay. Then we'll be able to manage the security and then improve the economy. Okay.
Fashola in Abuja. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to really commend you, Uncle Yori.
Hello, Mr. Fashola in Abuja.
Uncle Yori, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, now I can hear you now.
So, Uncle Yori, let me first of all commend you for the kind of work you are doing in terms of journalism. I want to say thank you to you. But let me quickly say something about Aswaju.
Please carry on.
Tinubu is the tribalized man. I see him as the best product we can give out to Nigeria in 2023. Obviously, Tinubu has been striving for the progress, development, and unity of this country right from his youthful age. And someone please tell me exactly how old was Tinubu in 1979? How was Tinubu in 1983 when the issue of Nadeko was very, very tough? Now, how old was Tinubu in 1992 when he was a senator? In 1993, in 1998, sorry, when he became a senator. In 1992, when he became senator. In 1993, when he was there struggling for the hope and the right choice of MK Abiola. See, if you want to define a leader, you define a leader by the quality of what he has put together to make a progress or development in his country. In 1999 to 2007, he was one of the youngest governors we have in Nigeria. And today, look at it, Igbos in Lagos could contest and win a House of Rep. If you are an Hausa, you can contest and win. That is the kind of unity we are talking about. This is the kind of man that can come to the country and bring together the tribe, the ethnic, no matter your L1 syndrome in the country. See, I'm one of Nigeria youth, and I believe in the spirit of development Bola Tinubu is carrying come to this country. I call it a PDD approach, progressive driven development approach. See.
Hello, Mr. Fashola. We lost you, but thank you very much, for what you did, contribute to the program. How is Otunba Ajiboye now? How is, the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council, how is it going to work in terms as relate with all the other groups? Because there's no shortage of those groups across the country.
Yeah.
It seems to already exist in the name, Management Council.
That's right.
It's a council. What will the council will be overseeing? What will given direction? How does it work?
It's very simple, but I like to take a short time to attend to one man that's called that said it is wrong for Bola Tinubu to say that he will start where Buhari stops. I want to make it very clear that in terms of infrastructural development, Buhari has not done badly at all. In terms of policy management, Buhari has not done badly at all. In terms of agricultural development, Buhari has not done badly at all. Yeah, security, Buhari can be scored low. Yeah, no doubt. So, if he says he's going to continue from where Buhari stops, he hasn't made a mistake. Governance is a continuum. Nobody ever kills an idea of past government because he wants to continue. If you do that, then you are not managing a country, you are managing yourself. So therefore, there's nothing wrong in that statement at all.
Okay.
It is actually, Buhari is APC, Bola Tinubu is APC. Is he supposed to jettison Buhari's programs?
Okay.
He's supposed to make better what Buhari has not, probably have not done well, and to make, fantastic what Buhari has done better. So that's the way I look at it.
Indeed.
Coming back to the support group.
Since you used the time to address that issue, and it is allowed, Chidi has called in from Kafanchan in the meantime. Good morning, Chidi in Kafanchan.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ajiboye and the other guests in the studio.
Ajasa-Oluwa.
It's a great name in Lagos.
Good morning to you all.
Thank you.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we heard everything you said. Please go ahead.
Thank you so very much, Uncle. Yes, my take over the program, and as a matter of fact, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu is by every standard qualified, and he has the pedigree to rule Nigeria as the next president. But we all know that age is no more on his side. If you ask me, I wouldn't mind suggesting that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should support somebody like the current Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. With due respect, somebody like Osinbajo is somebody who I know that if given the opportunity to be the next president of Nigeria, he will go a long way in correcting a lot of ills that Nigeria as a country is currently undergoing. And my very self as a person, I am not tribalistic. I am not a religious bigot, in spite of the fact that Tinubu is a Muslim.
Okay, thank you for calling in. I don't know, to the point that you made, first of all, you must have listened to Asiwaju himself. He said this is a lifelong ambition. And supporting anybody else, I don't really think that is up for discussion at this point in time. It's a serious project. He's been at it for a while. He has said that it's a lifelong ambition of his to serve the country. And so that is that. I don't know if there's anything else to add to that.
I have something to add to that. Okay. So if the non-written agreement at the APC that is said the power is coming to the South, to me, and on behalf of Dato, I think the South should be very, very strongly put their best foot forward. Putting their best foot forward is actually bringing someone that's politically networked, that is well connected to other networking areas in Nigeria, which actually fits the budget.
Okay.
Asiwaju is the right person because he's a very strong political articulator. It's someone that can reach out, negotiate, compromise with other political areas, and that's the right person for the job.
Thank you very much. Indeed. Well, we've sort of spent our time. I don't like to say we've run out of time. We spent our time Closing thoughts, because I have a feeling that we're going to be meeting a lot more as we go forward. 2023, we keep on saying it's around the corner, but there are quite a number of months between now and 2023, and we're going to be meeting with a lot of groups like this. Closing words, if any.
You actually asked if how are we going to actually manage those support groups? Yes. It's very simple. Asiwaju as
a council.
Yes, Asiwaju has supported the council to come to life. Every support group or organization, as they like to put it, that comes up should register with SGMC.
Okay.
If you do not register with SGMC, if you don't register with SGMC, it means that you're not actually going to work for Bola Tinubu, and Bola Tinubu has a right to tell you, please stop. Well, except you want to join this council. Yes. Now, joining the council will afford us the opportunity to streamline policy direction. There are so many things a lot of them do not know, and they say that violate electoral laws. We will go through all of these things and say, look, this is the direction you must go. Okay. This is when the time comes, this is the direction must go. And when there are activities they are coming up with that we see that is laudable, we support them logistically and everything.
Excellent.
And make it
work
for them.
A bit better now. It reminds, as I said, I'm reminded of what Sanwo-Olu was saying in this slight connection yesterday, that all the ideals of Bola Ahmed Tinubu need to be followed by everybody supporting his ambition without fail. Any last word?
Oh, yeah. So on behalf of the Diaspora Alliance for Bola Tinubu organization, we focus, like I said before, we focus on mobilization and enlightening every Nigerian in every corner of Nigeria. And I believe that's part of the ambition of what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to do. He's trying to reach as much people as possible to educate them what his ambitions is and what he has achieved as a governor and what he can do as a president. And that's what we're all about.
Thank you very much, Prince Lukman Ajasa-Oluwa, Diaspora Alliance for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu organization, Director General. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And also thank you, Otunba Biodun Ajiboye.
Pleasure is mine.
Publicity and Media Director of the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council. We shall be hearing a lot more from you guys, I'm sure.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, so that's our program. Please join us, not tomorrow, on Monday, for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.